Hello students. So in continuation of colligative properties, so we start the discussion on the next colligative property is osmotic pressure. Already we studied the three colligative properties: relative lowering of vapor pressure. Next one is the elevation in boiling point and depression, freezing point. And the next colligative property is osmotic pressure. Before I define this osmotic pressure, try to understand first what do you mean by osmosis. See, osmosis means is in a process where the flow of the solvent molecules takes place through a semi-permeable membrane from a low concentrated to a high concentrated solution. So for that, let me take a beaker. Just to explain that, take a beaker. Yeah. So here I kept some water and even funnel is kept in a inverted position like this. It's the funnel. As shown here, the mouth of this funnel is covered with a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. So it's a semi-permeable membrane. Then a semi-permeable membrane. And in this funnel, I took high concentrated solution. So here is a high concentrated solution. So the is in a concentrated solution or is a pure solvent. Let me consider like that. This is a pure solvent or pure water, and this is in a solution. So this is a solvent, and this is solution. And these solvent and solution both are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. So this is the semi-permeable membrane. Now since what happens is in case of osmosis, so this semi-permeable membrane means it allows only a smaller particles, not larger. Okay. See, in solvent molecules, solvent, the size of solvent molecules is very small as compared to the solute. Okay. So it allows only a solvent molecules to pass through it. It permit only the solvent molecules to pass through it, not the solute particles. So here it contains only solvent molecules and this is a low concentrated solution or is in a pure solvent, and in funnel it is in a high concentrated solution. Okay. So it contains solute particles as well as solvent particles. Okay. Now the movement of these particles takes place from a low concentrated into a high concentrated. So that we call this is a movement of solvent particles from low concentrated solution to a high concentrated solution. That we call as osmosis or the flow of solvent takes place from solvent to solution through a semi-permeable membrane, in short we write SPM. Okay. So through a semi-permeable membrane, this is also called the osmosis. This process we call it an osmosis. That is the flow of a solvent molecules. A solvent takes place from a solvent to a solution. From a solvent to a solution. That is we define that as an osmosis. Okay. So, or the flow of the solvent molecules takes place from a low concentrated to a high concentrated solution, okay, through a semi-permeable membrane. That is, we call it an osmosis. So, semi-permeable membrane is very important. Okay, semi-permeable membrane, it allows only solvent molecules to pass through it, not the solute molecules. It allows only solvent molecules. Now, students, this is about the osmosis. Uh, So, how you observe this? Whether the flow of the solvent molecules, the solvent molecules are flowed from this pure solvent in a solution. How the flow takes place means, just after a certain time, you observe that there is the level of water in the funnel. It is rising, okay, to a certain height. Okay. So, the level of this water is rising in this funnel. So, that indicates that the molecules, the solvent molecules are entered into the funnel. Okay. So, this is the flow of the solvent molecules that we got it in osmosis. Next, friends, we go with the osmotic pressure. See, in osmotic pressure, now students, it may discuss the osmotic pressure. See, here I have taken the two containers. They are separated by a two. Okay. So, in one container, I kept a solution with low concentrated, is in a low concentrated solution. Here is in a high concentrated solution. Both are of some solutions. So, this is low concentrated solution, whereas this one is a high concentrated solution. And these two solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. So, here is in a semi-permeable membrane. These two solutions, they are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. As we know, uh, when the two solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane means, so the movement of the solvent molecules takes place. So, movement of the molecules takes place from a low concentrated solution to a high concentrated solution. So, here the movement takes place from low concentrated towards the high concentrated solution. That process we call as an osmosis. And here the semi-permeable membrane we are using. So, the semi-permeable membrane, either they are made up of, yeah, made some list. So, semi-permeable membranes, they are either pigs or ship's bladder, or a parchment paper is also used as a semi-permeable membrane, or a copper ferrocyanide. So, copper ferrocyanide is a paste of that copper ferrocyanide is uh, kept, copper ferrocyanide is kept in a porcelain like tube, so which contains small holes. Okay. So, copper ferrocyanide is also a semi-permeable membrane. So, now, so here is in a semi-permeable membrane. Now, students, the process takes place. That process we call it an osmosis. That is the flow from solvent molecules from low concentrated to a high concentrated. Now, these two containers, here I fitted these two with an piston. So, this is the mouth of this container, it is fitted with an piston, and here is also an piston. Okay. So, this is a piston, and here and another one piston. Now, when the flow of the water takes place from low concentrated to the high concentrated, the volume of this solution rises so that the piston moves upward. Okay, so that shows that there is a osmosis takes place. Okay. So what that indicates? It indicates that the flow of the solvent takes place from solvent to a solution. Okay, sorry, low concentrated to a high concentrated. Now, if I put some pressure on this high concentrated solution, if I put some pressure, so here, so if I increase the pressure on this solution such that the I can stop this osmosis process. Okay. So, the minimum pressure required to stop the flow of the solvent molecules from low concentrated into high concentrated So that pressure is defined as osmotic pressure. Okay, osmotic pressure means is a pressure required to stop the osmosis. Is a minimum pressure required to stop the osmosis process. So that pressure we call it an osmotic pressure. The pressure applied on the solution to stop the osmosis. The pressure applied on a high concentrated solution to stop the flow of the solvent molecules from low concentrated to a high concentrated. So that pressure we got as an osmotic pressure. So here, what is the pressure required? So that pressure we got as an osmotic pressure, and symbolically it is represented as pi. Okay, you can write osmotic pressure as pi. Okay, that's right. I think you got the definition of this osmotic pressure. Okay, so the pressure which stops the osmosis. So here these molecules exert a pressure on this semi-permeable membrane, then the flow of the solvent molecules is stopped from low concentrated to high concentrated. So it stopped the osmosis. So that pressure was an osmotic pressure. Now since the mainly this osmotic pressure it depends on the two factors. One is the temperature and also the concentration of solution. The osmotic pressure, the phi, it is directly proportional to concentration of the solution, which is expressed in molarity, capital M. Okay. So the concentration of the solution, which is measured in molarity, that is the how you define the molarity, gram molecular mass of a substance present in a liter of the solution, or number of moles of a solute present in 1 liter of a solution. There is a molality. So here it depends on the molality or the concentration of that solution, and also it depends on the pi value. It is also directly proportional to temperature. Okay. So it also directly proportional to temperature, and also it is directly proportional to concentration. Okay. So now if you increase the concentration, then osmotic pressure increases, like that increasing temperature and osmotic pressure is also increases. In overall, we write the pi is directly proportional to C into T, or we can write this pi is equals to, if I remove this proprietary sign, then we can write this as R into C into T, where R is defined as the solution constant. Okay, so this is R is the solution constant. This is a constant like in a gas constant. Its value is also same, solution constant, and its value is measured in 0.082 atm liter per Kelvin per mole. So its value is 0.082 atm liter per Kelvin per mole. R value is equal to, it is solution constant, or it is just like, our gas constant. So pi is equals to R into Ct. Now since it made this pi is equals to, I can write this as CRT. Okay, pi is equals to CRT. So where C is the concentration of the solution, which is expressed in molarity, R is the solution constant and its value is 0.082, and T is the absolute temperature. Absolute temperature, here the temperature which is measured in Kelvin. Okay. So finally we write the equation as pi is equals to CRT. Now students, let me rearrange this equation. So that equation help us to find the molecular mass of the solute. Since here, let me write pi equal to CRT. So then pi is equals to this. C is the concentration of the solution, which is expressed in molarity. I define molarity, number of moles of solute present in a liter of the solution. This is volume in liters. So into R into T. Now pi is equals to. So NB is also defined as, okay, NB, we can define that NB as mass by molecular mass. It is for solute. That's why we write WB by MB into V, okay, into R into T. Okay. So pi is equals to WB into R as it is. So here just I replace this NB as WB by MB, volume which is in liters. So this is pi is equals to, this is the one equation. Okay. Or we can write this as MB is equals to, MB is equals to WB into R into T divided by pi into V. This is another one equation. MB is equals to. Okay. So to calculate the molecular mass of a solute, this equation help us. Okay. So and this equation help us to calculate the osmotic pressure. Now students, just look at this equation. If I cross multiply this V on left hand side, so what happens? This looks like pi into V is equals to NB into R into T. This equation is exactly same as EV equal to nRT. Okay. Where P is the pressure, here pi is the pressure, V is the volume, here V is in a volume, N is the number of moles, here is also number of moles, T is in a gas constant, here, sorry, R is in a gas constant, here R is in a, we define that as a solution constant, T is absolute temperature and this is also absolute temperature. Okay, this equation exactly looks like in a, our ideal gas equation. Okay. So that's why we define this R value. Okay, so this R value as in a solution constant and its value is 0.082 atm liter per Kelvin per mole. Okay, and stress here. Another one is this pi value is always expressed in atmosphere. Okay, so we measure the pressure, osmotic pressure in atmosphere. So that's why we take R value as 0.082 atm liter per Kelvin per mole. Okay. So because pi is always expressed in atm. Now these are the two equations which we can use to solve some numericals. Yes. Now osmotic pressure is one of the colligative property, and this colligative property is applicable for the solutions uh, which contains high molecular mass solutes. Okay, so this means the solute which we dissolve in solvent whose structure is very large. Okay, so it is a large structures like polymers. Okay, so proteins. Okay, so like that. So it, this osmotic pressure is suitable for the molecules, okay, for the solute molecules which are in a larger in size. For macromolecular solutes, when they are dissolved in solvent, okay, for to calculate the macromolecular mass, so we use the osmotic pressure as one of the colligative property. Okay. So it's about the osmotic pressure. Okay, in exams they have asked what is the osmotic pressure in simple definitions. So osmotic pressure means this is the pressure required to flow, sorry, pressure required to stop the flow of a solvent molecules from low concentrated into a high concentrated through a semi-permeable membrane. Right? So just define that. If they ask how you calculate the molecular mass as using osmotic pressure as one of the colligative property, means just first define osmotic pressure, it depends on the concentration and also it depends on the temperature. Okay, therefore osmotic pressure is directly proportional to concentration of the solution and is also directly proportional to absolute temperature. Okay, then pi is directly proportional to C into T. Remove this proprietary sign as R and next the substitution. Okay. So this is a this simplify. So here C, change this C as NB by V, and next simplification you will get pi equal to WB into RT divided by MB into V, or MB equal to WB into RT divided by pi into V. Okay. So these are the two equations. Now let me solve one or two examples on this osmotic pressure, and later I will continue the discussion on the same concept, that is osmotic pressure. Here students, I wrote an example. Let me read that. 2.0 cubic centimeter of an aqueous solution of protein is an aqueous solution of the protein. Its volume is 2.0 of protein, I think it is 200, not 200 cubic centimeter of solution of protein, which contains 1.26 gram of protein. Then the osmotic pressure of the solution at a 300 Kelvin is found to be 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 bar. Okay, the osmotic pressure of that solution at a temperature of 300 Kelvin is 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 bar. Then calculate what is the molecular mass of that protein. Plus, first, as I told, first write the given data. Okay, so given here, this is the volume of a solution. That is a 200 cubic centimeter of an aqueous solution. Let me write V is equals to 200 cubic centimeter. Then of protein contains 1.26 gram of protein. So here the protein is in a solute. So mass of the solute is given. Mass of protein, it is symbolically we write WB is equals to 1.26 grams. Then the osmotic pressure of the solution at 300 Kelvin. So temperature, absolute temperature is 300 K. Then its osmotic pressure is written as pi. Pi is equals to 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 bar. Then calculate molecular mass. Mb is equals to question mark. Molecular mass of protein equal to question mark. Okay, students, here see pi value is expressed in bar. Okay. So as I told, the pi value, the osmotic pressure is expressed in atm, or it is also bar. So 1 atm is equals to 0.99 bar. Then there is not much more difference takes place. Okay, so bar and atm, they are nearly equal. So 1 atm means it is a 0.99 bar. Okay, therefore the pi is equals to 2.57 10 raised to minus 3. Then the volume is expressed in cubic centimeter. Okay, so but in formula the volume is expressed in liters. Okay, therefore convert this volume from cubic centimeter into liters. So I convert 200 cubic centimeter into liter. Okay, we know 1 cubic centimeter means it is simply we take 1 ml. So 2 cubic centimeter as in 2 ml. Okay, 1000 ml is equals to 1 liter. So then 200 ml is equals to, it is a 0.2 liters. So like that, it is 0.2 liters. Okay. So cubic centimeter and ml both are same. Okay. So 1 cubic centimeter equal to 1 ml. So 200 cubic centimeter equal to 200 milliliters. So therefore the 200 milliliter, convert that into liter, it becomes 0.2 liter. Okay, mass is already expressed in grams, temperature is Kelvin. Okay. Then with the formula, so formula here is pi is equals to WB into R into T divided by MB into V. Okay. So here pi is the osmotic pressure, WB mass of solute, R is solution constant, T is absolute temperature, MB is the molecular mass of solute, and V is the volume of solution in liter. Okay. And we need another one data, that is the R value. So R is equals to, R value is 0.082. So students, here one is just small change. So when you are expressing the pressure in terms of bar, means its value changes from 0.082 to 0.083. And because of there is a 0.0001 difference. It is a 0.01 difference. So that's why the R value changes from 0.082 to 83. It is 0.082 when it is expressed in atmosphere. So it is 0.083 when the pressure is expressed in bar. Okay, so this we can write bar liter per Kelvin per mole. So this is the R value. Now you know all the values, substitute in this equation and calculate MB. Before substitution, rearrange this equation for unknown. So unknown here is MB is equals to is WB into R into T divided by pi into V, and the values WB is 1.26, R value 0.083, temperature 300 divided by pi value. Pi value is 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3. Then volume is zero point 0.2 into 0.2. Now MB is equals to, so multiply all these terms and again multiply and divide. So finally we will get the answer here as 61,039 gram per mole. This is the molecular mass of that protein. Okay, the molecular mass of the protein. So that's why, as I told students, the osmotic pressure, it is used for the molecules with higher mass. Okay, so the larger molecules, uh, when the larger molecules are used, so then we calculate its molecular mass by using this osmotic pressure. Just copy. Okay, next friends, uh, let me discuss the types of the solutions. See here, we classify solutions based on osmotic pressure. This is the type classification. It is purely based on the osmotic pressure. Okay. So there are mainly three types of solutions. One is isotonic solution. Second one is the hypertonic solution. Third is the hypotonic solution. Like that, we classify the solutions as three types: isotonic, hypertonic, and hypotonic. Last is, first let me go with what is the isotonic solutions. See, isotonic solutions are the one where the osmotic pressure, if the osmotic pressure of the two solutions are same, then such solutions we call it an isotonic. Okay. For example, there are two solutions. There is a solution A and another one is a solution D. There are two solutions. So solution A and solution B. If the osmotic pressure of the solution A is equal to the osmotic pressure of the solution B, then such solutions we call as an isotonic solutions. Okay. Isotonic solutions are the one whose osmotic pressure is same. Okay. If two solutions, osmotic pressure is same, then such solutions we call as isotonic solutions. Then hypertonic solutions. Hypertonic solutions. So here, hypertonic solution is the one whose osmotic pressure is more compared to the another solution. Okay, for example, if there are two solutions A and B, the osmotic pressure of the first solution is more than the osmotic pressure of the second solution. Then the pi A is called the hypertonic solution. The osmotic pressure, the pi A or the solution A is called as a hypertonic solution because its osmotic pressure is more than the other solution. Next is the hypotonic solution. So here the osmotic pressure of that solution is less than the osmotic pressure of the other solutions. Okay. If the osmotic pressure of that solution is less than the osmotic pressure of other solution, then that solution we call it as a hypotonic solutions. Okay. So you also define like that. So any solutions whose osmotic pressure is less compared to the other solutions, then that solution we call it as a hypotonic solutions. So these are the three types of the solutions which are very helpful for solving the numericals. So many CET questions we solved based on this concept only. Okay, there is isotonic solutions. Remember this isotonic solution is then very important. Isotonic solutions. So these are the different solutions whose osmotic pressure is same. Then those solutions we got as an isotonic solutions. Okay. So here I have taken the two solutions. So if pi A is osmotic pressure of first, pi B is the osmotic pressure of second. If the osmotic pressure of both the solution is same, then that we got as an isotonic. If one of the solution there is a pi A whose osmotic pressure is more, then it is a hypertonic. If pi A is less, then it is a hypotonic. So here in this equation, pi a is more than pi b. So this means this is the hypertonic, whereas this solution is an hypotonic because its Osmotic pressure is less than pi a. Right? So this is about the types of solutions. Now since another one concept left. So before that concept, let me go with some applications of this isotonic solutions. Now, normally, the saline water, okay. So saline water, it is a concentration of the saline water is 0.9 or 0.91% of NaCl. 0.91% of salt solution, it is called saline water. Okay. So this solution is mixed with medicines. So while doing an intravenous injections, okay, so that's why this is mixed with the other medicines while doing the injections. Okay. So only this concentration of the salt is used, okay, because the concentration of 0.91% of the NaCl is the isotonic with the fluid present in our blood cells. Okay. So this concentrated solution is isotonic with the fluid present in the blood cells. Okay, so that's why we use this concentrated solution. Okay. So if we increase the concentration, if we increase the concentration of NaCl, okay, or if we decrease the concentration of this saline water, okay, so what happens? So if we concentration is less than 0.91, okay, so 0.91, it is mass by volume, W by V, okay, so mass by volume percentage. If the concentration of NaCl is less than 0.1, okay, that means when you inject this, so when you use this saline water, okay, so the concentration, surrounding concentration is less, okay, whereas in RBCs, in red blood cells whose concentration is large, okay, so the NaCl concentration, the saline water concentration is less than 0.91, whereas the RBC's concentration is large. Okay. So when they are equal, then only they are isotonic solutions. Okay, if it is less, then what happens is the flow of the fluid takes place. Okay. The flow of fluid takes place from a lower concentrated solution into a higher concentrated solution. Okay. So the concentration here it is less, okay, so here it is large, so flow of fluid takes place, okay, so from here to this NaCl, then the red blood cells, they get shrinked, okay, so they get shrinked, so because of the flow of the fluid takes place from RBCs to NaCl, because the surrounding this concentration is less, saline water concentration is less. Okay, so red blood cells, they get shrinked. Okay. So if you use larger concentration more than 0.91, okay, if the concentration is more, so if you use the more concentrated solutions whose concentration is more than 0.91% of mass by volume of NaCl, then the movement of the solvent molecules takes place from NaCl towards a RBCs, because the fluid present in the RBCs is less but the surrounding concentration is large. So therefore the movement of fluid takes place from NaCl into an RBCs. Then red blood cells gets swelled. Okay, so they get swelled because of the movement of this NaCl. Okay, so that's why. So 0.91 initial concentration is used as in a saline water. Okay. Next, friends, let me go with another one concept that is important: reverse osmosis. think you heard about this word. It is RO. I think you heard that as an RO water. Okay, let me discuss in detail about this reverse osmosis. Now, students, the next one is the reverse osmosis. Here, this I have taken one container. It has two outlets. So this is the one, and here another one. So at this right hand side, this is fitted with an piston. So here there is an opening to collect the water. And says this is pure solvent, or says in a water, pure water, and this one is a solution, or is in a salt solution, or it is mixed with then is or sea water. Yes, it is sea water. Okay. So here is in a simple water, and this is in a sea water. Is a solution of other salt mixed with another salts. Now these two solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, ASP. This is the semi-permeable membrane. Now, the reverse osmosis, this process nowadays it is in a way famous. So, you know about that RO water, so reverse osmosis process. So, the water is purified by the method called reverse osmosis. Okay. So, here this method is used for desilation of water. Okay. So, removal of that salt from the water. Okay. Now, students, here, let me explain you how this reverse osmosis takes place. So, we know osmosis. Osmosis means it is a flow of the solvent molecules from a low concentrated to a high concentrated. The movement of the solvent molecules takes place in this direction. So, this is the movement of the solvent molecules. And that process is called osmosis. The movement of solvent molecules from a low concentrated towards high concentrated through a semi-permeable membrane. Now, if I apply some pressure on the solution, if I stop that osmosis by applying pressure on the solution, the opposing pressure, so that stops the flow of the solvent molecules from low concentrated to high concentrated. So that pressure we defined as an osmotic pressure. There is a minimum pressure required or the minimum pressure applied on the solution to stop the flow of to stop the osmosis. So that is called an osmotic pressure. Now, if I increase the pressure on the solution, by increasing pressure, so what happens is the solvent molecules, okay, so this is a solution, it is a mixture of solute and solvent. So whereas the solute molecules are larger in size, solvent molecules are smaller in size. Okay, so here so the solvent molecules they also starts moving from a solution into a solvent. So the movement of solvent molecules takes place from a high concentrated to a low concentrated. So this is high concentrated to a low concentrated through a semi-permeable membrane. So this process takes place when we increase the pressure on the solution. The pressure should be more than its osmotic pressure. By increasing the pressure on the solution, the movement of the solvent molecules takes place. So movement of solvent molecules through semi-permeable membrane. Okay. So it semi-permeable membrane it allows only solvent molecules to move, not the solute. Okay, like that the salt has been separated from a pure water. Okay. So like that, so that pure water is collected here. Okay. So only the solvent molecules moves and that pure water or the pure solvent is collected here. So it is exactly reverse as the osmosis takes place. In osmosis, the movement of solvent takes place from low to high, whereas in reverse osmosis, okay, so the process is reversed by increasing the pressure on the solution. The movement of the solvent molecules takes place from high concentrated into the low concentrated. Okay. So with that, you can get the pure water. Okay. So this is about the reverse osmosis. Now students, so all about the osmosis. So it is also one of the colligative properties. So still now we discussed about the four colligative properties, and also we solved one or two numericals on these colligative properties. And today I stop here only. So tomorrow I will discuss another important concept where these colligatives fail to explain. Okay, so these colligative fails to calculate the molecular mass of a solute. Okay. So in some cases, we cannot get the exact molecular mass of a solute, but if we calculate that molecular mass by using any one of these four colligative properties. Okay. So why there is an error? Why we find why we are not getting an exact molecular mass if we calculate by using these colligative properties. So overall about that we will discuss in tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Stu.